Welcome to At CCLI. I'm Paul Herman, here today with my friends Jennie Riddle, author of Revelation Song and founder of People and Songs, and also the manager and producer of the newest and youngest member of People and Songs, Kaden Slay. Welcome to you both.
Oh, good to be here.
So good to have you here.
Very good to be here.
So, Jennie, what made you want to produce Kaden's album?
His old soul and his very pure heart. He has a sound that I think transcends generations and has an ability to kind of unite us all. So I love his voice, got a huge talent, but I love the purity of his heart. And I would be willing to put my time and my name, and we love him. He's my son's best friend and one of our missionaries that lives at headquarters. So I know him well. Yeah. And I trust people who are willing to come off the platform and bring it all and leave it all for the 1, 2, 3 persons in front of them. Yeah. So he's the real deal through and through.
Kaden, what do you think when you hear that?
It's just amazing. I never thought in a million years that I'd be able to be a part of something like this with such an amazing teacher and mentor like her. And so just to be here, it's just a blessing. Not more I can say.
So you just released your album.
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
The Mercy of Jesus.
The Mercy of Jesus.
Tell us about the title track.
Absolutely. Well, actually, the title track was written by Miss Jennie Riddle right here and another good friend of ours, Jade Lundgren, a couple years back. And I was looking through, trying to find songs, and I came upon that song, and it was, oh my gosh, it was. The presence of God fell on me alone in my dorm room, and I was teared up because it's such an amazing story. It's the story of all of us. Every believer has come to a place where they're just broken and they say, "Mercy of Jesus, please cover me, please God." And so, just to have the opportunity to be able to do my own take on that song, and to have it as the title track of this record, it's amazing. It's a blessing.
Jennie, tell us about the song and how it ended up with Kaden.
Well, Jade Lundgren, dear sweet friend, and she's worked as administrator for Emerging Sound and is part of the catalyst of so much that's happened with us. She came with the whole idea and the melody largely intact. And it was, I would say maybe 4 years ago now. We wrote it. I loved what she was trying to say. And there's this one lyric in there. I've squandered my love. I've spent all my life. I find myself lost because I chose to hide. Oh, mercy, come save. Is that what it is?
Yeah. Oh, Savior, come save.
That makes more sense.
Yeah.
Oh, Savior, come save. I'm sick and in need. Will you come heal what I've done to me? I love the verses. And second verse is
that was second verse. The first verse is
the lines crossed.
Yeah, the battle was long, the lines were all crossed.
Where's that?
It's the end of the first verse.
Yeah. What is the lyric?
It's the first verse is I'm no stranger to sin, and I've hurt you so. I don't do what I ought, don't live what I know. But I fall in your arms, cry, Father, I'm lost. The battle was long.
The lines were all crossed. I love that because it happens. All the lines can get blurred in the confusing moment or when your flesh takes over. And so it was such a succinct way of painting so much reality. The battle was long, the lines were all crossed. That just means so much. It means so much. We can cross lines. It implies our own decisions to move forward into sin. It also implies just the confusion when other people move into sin. And so much was said. I love the song. I love the melody. It feels super old school. Jade put it on her record too. But she did a more EDM type record, and so it worked that way, which is kind of crazy. It sounds so good. And that's the version Kaden originally heard.
That's the version I heard, and I was like, wonder if I could southern this up a little bit, and kind of Mississippi it up.
Which is what happened.
He's got such an old soul.
Right.
He's 19. but he's got an old heart. And so he managed to take it in a direction that my great-grandmother would love, and all these, young hipsters, kids
little
would
hipsters.
love too. And so,
And that was what was so amazing to me as I heard the album, that it was just a mature album.
Yeah.
So to know that a 19-year-old
Right.
had recorded that,
Yeah.
but just from that song and knowing that it ended up with Kaden and his voice.
it's not my fault that it sounds old and mature. He's actually just kind of got a really old soul.
I'll take the blame for that.
There's another song on the album that's just deeply personal, and that's He Is Right Here. Talk to us about that one.
Absolutely. Well, me and Jennie were on the road to Nashville, and we were just talking about the places we've been and the things that we've experienced, and just she had been reading this book to me. What was the name of that book?
The Singer by Calvin Miller.
Yes, and there was this line in the book that said the singer takes the pain, wraps it in a melody, and gives it back to someone as a song, and turns their pain into song. And I was like, that's awesome. Let's write that. And so here we are, driving down the road to Nashville, writing this song in the car, and just as a song of just intimacy with God, because so many times we feel like we're not worthy, we're too far away from God, but God is right here. He wants to be intimate with us. He wants to take place in our lives, and he wants to be in a place deep inside of us.
Those are all the things that I heard in the song just for me, so that has to be just deeply personal.
Yes.
That's one of my favorite songs on the record. It has so much healing in it,
Yes.
because God is right here. And there's nothing out of his reach. There's nothing he can't touch. There's nothing he can't turn for good.
It's another song that I can't wait to hear the church sing, and that is There's a Lamb.
Ah, yes.
Tell us about that one.
Or you want me to?
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, we wrote this song directly out of Revelation 14, where John sees he gets a glimpse of 144,000, the people that have their names his name written on their foreheads, and he says he hears a sound like a mighty rushing wind, like the roaring waters, like harpists with a song, the sounds of praise to God. And he sees the angels flying around on the earth, proclaiming the glory of God. And above all that, he sees there's a lamb, crowned in pure gold, coming on the clouds to save his bride, to save his chosen ones.
And that's how it hit me. I mean, just that visual.
Absolutely.
And that was amazing.
It's inside kind of a rough setting, right?
Yeah, it is. It's
The context is a little intense, but we didn't want to, and we didn't want to cover it up. We
Right.
wanted to actually write the song in context. So often, songwriters will ignore context, and they'll just pull out the nice little passage here and here and make it a song.
Yeah.
And we wanted to actually pull all the reality in there, so we kind of did.
Right. Yeah, the second verse is, now is the time, the wheat is ripe for threshing, the grapes are full for treading, and the wedding feast at hand.
Yeah.
So anybody that goes and reads their Bible, then be able to check out that context.
Revelation 14.
Revelation 14.
And then you pulled in that line from the battle hymn.
Yes.
And eyes have seen the glory.
Yes,
Yeah.
we will see. The
We
Lord.
will see.
We will see.
It's that's the
Whose idea was that, and how did that come about?
whose idea was that? And we kind of discussed it at the beginning as a thought that would be cool, and then it just kind of fell in there.
Yeah, we're going to see Jesus come.
Yes, that's the
Like, we've known it. I mean, you and I are slightly older. I've known it since I got saved. We're gonna see the Lord.
Yes.
We're gonna see. If we live long enough, we're gonna see Him come. It's not a fairy tale.
it's reality.
It's for real. And so the heart's desire is to, again, just waken up that hope and that reality in the church. Because when things get reduced down into fiction books, sometimes over time, you forget. And as you wait, you forget. But it's true. And it's truer today than it was yesterday.
Yep.
It's closer today than it was yesterday.
Yes.
And so I think this song is so full of faith, and I feel like the word communicates. It's soon, church. I'm coming soon.
Yeah.
So
You ready?
you see him high and lifted up above all of it, and the context of it again, Paul, is it's the pain and the hardship that's coming on our planet. It's no surprise we're seeing the birth pains daily, and above it all, we will, as the saints of God, have this joyful song as we walk home. We will see the coming of the glory of the Lord. Yes.
Thank you both. This has been wonderful.
Oh, we're so glad to be here.
Good to be here.
So much fun.
Thank you for watching. Take care.